When we first started researching RVing full-time, one of our big concerns was going from 2 paychecks down to 1 paycheck and Dina working occasionally. So we really had to start watching where our money goes even closer than before. In this video, we want to show you some of the ways that we've learned how to save money on fuel, how to save money on groceries, and especially how to save money on campground and campground fees. So if you're a full-time RVer or even a part-time RVer, hopefully we can give you some ideas on how you can save money when you're on the road.
And we need to start spending more money on your haircuts.
Woman! When we started traveling full-time, we quickly realized there's some expenses that we really have to keep under control. Fuel, campgrounds and campground fees, and even groceries. Now, starting with fuel, we have a couple ways that we try to save money with fuel. One way we use, or one approach, is on travel days when we have to go to a truck stop. We can't go just to a regular gas station. We have an approach for saving money there. Another time is on non-travel days when we go to a regular gas station. We try to find the cheapest fuel in town, and we found a way to do that as well. When it comes to campgrounds and campground fees, we start out during the planning process looking for campgrounds that will accept our discounts, and we'll show you that in a few minutes. But there's also other ways as well. If you like to boondock, you can basically camp for free. You can actually go up over $100 a night if you wanted to. We do try to stay around $50 a night when we can, and again, we'll show you how we do this in just a few minutes.
When it comes to groceries, planning ahead is a big part on saving money. We'll go over this along with other ways how we save when grocery shopping a little bit later in the video.
Let's go ahead and get started with how we save money on fuel. Now, we have 2 different approaches when it comes to fuel. Travel days when we're pulling our RV, and non-travel days when we're just in town, we need to fill up. So starting with travel days, we use a service or a product called TSD Open Roads. It's from TSD Logistics. The nice thing about this is it's free and there's no contracts. We actually signed up and got our fleet cards, basically like a debit card, you think of it that way. It allows you to go to truck stops and use the commercial lanes. We actually got ours probably a year before we even got our RV. We got it all set up and ready to go. We only used it once, maybe twice, just to make sure it worked before we got our RV. And that was it. And after that, it kind of sat around for just over about a year. Now, the way this card works is, and one of the ways they can save you money is there's no credit cards involved. The card is tied to a checking account or your savings account. Now, this scared me in the very beginning. I really don't want somebody to have access to my banking accounts. What we did is we researched the company to make sure that the company was legit, and we also went on a lot of forums asking questions to other people, other RVers mainly, who use this service to make sure they were happy with it and they didn't have any problems. Once we did all our research and found out it's a legit company, then I didn't have any problems with that. However, I still don't like somebody having access to my checking account, especially my savings account. So what we did, and I kind of suggest you do this if you do decide to sign up, we created a separate checking account that we only use for fuel. We only keep like $300 max in there, and this is what our card is tied to. It's tied to my secondary checking account. Again, this account is only used for fuel. That way, there if something ever did happen, they're not going to get a lot of money out of me. So the process that we take with our card, remember, we're pulling a 43-foot RV, so we can't just pull into the street corner, gas station on the street corner. It just doesn't work that way. We're limited to where we go, and really we're kind of limited to some of the truck stops. So this is when we use our card. Now, on travel days, we'll do a little bit of research before we even leave in the morning. We try to plan our stops and our rest breaks. If we know we're going to take a rest break or rest stop somewhere, or let's say halfway during the day, we'll look for truck stops in that area, and we can use, they have an app called the TSD Open Roads app. We'll use that app looking for truck stops, and we actually can see the prices we're going to pay with our discounts on that app. If these prices are decent, not too high, then maybe we'll plan our rest stops to actually stop at a truck stop instead of a rest area. That way there we can fuel up and actually maybe just take a rest break there at the same time to stretch our legs. So this is when we would use the TSD fleet card. Now, fair warning or just something to be aware of, truck stops are usually more expensive than the gas station on the street corner, even with our discounts. So again, this is why we try to avoid truck stops if we can. However, if the prices are close enough, we'll go ahead and fuel up while we're, during a travel day. I would much rather have a full tank of fuel than be running on fumes when I pull into my campground at the end of the day. So this is where the fleet card, the TSD card, really comes in handy. Now, TSD was kind enough to give us a link, or basically a private link if you decide to sign up. We'll put a URL below in the description. If you do decide to sign up, please use our link below. It helps us out a little bit. It does, again, it's a free service. It doesn't cost you anything at all. It just helps us out a little bit. A lot of people won't tell you this, but I'm going to mention it here. We try to avoid truck stops. Even though we love this service, the service saves us a lot of money, we do try to avoid truck stops whenever we can. We just don't want to get in the way of truckers. They're working, they're busy, we'd rather not get in their way. And I really don't want to pull my rig, around through gas pumps or fuel pumps and through trucks. Why make it harder on myself? I'd much rather fuel up my truck when we're just in town without our rig behind us. Now, sometimes you do have to go to a truck stop. Again, that's when this service really come into handy. So hopefully this service can save you a little bit of money. I do want to show you, this is just one example. Hopefully you can see this. This is from their app. You can see one of our transactions. We purchased about just shy of 25 gallons worth of fuel, and we saved $14.99 on that fill up. So that's quite a bit of difference. So on these truck stops, when you look at the big signs on the highway, those are the prices without the discount. So don't let that scare you. Make sure you use the app to see what the actual discount is, and hopefully you can save some money too. Now, when it comes to non-travel days when we're just in town fueling up, we use a product called GasBuddy. I believe a lot of people are aware of this, and this is great even if you don't travel. If you're not an RVer, GasBuddy is a great little app, great little product. So what happens is when you're new in a town or you go to a new town, you don't know where the cheapest gas stations are, you don't know the best gas stations, you don't know the prices. When you're in your hometown, you have your favorite gas stations you go to all the time. However, when you travel, you don't have that option. It's very easy to go into a brand new town and just stop at the very first gas station to fuel up. And lots of times that can waste a lot of money. So when we're not traveling, where we don't have our RV, we love the GasBuddy app. And we'll put a link below if you decide you want to get it. Again, this is a free service. We're not affiliated with them at all. We don't get anything, but I just want you to be aware of it because it can save you some money. So the way we use GasBuddy, when we go to a new town, a place we're not familiar with, we'll pull up the app and we can search on all the local gas station, all the prices. We can find out which gas station has the cheapest price. And it doesn't work all the time for us. Sometimes the cheapest price may be 15 miles away. Other times it may only be 1 or 2 miles away. If it is a little ways away, 15 miles away or so, then maybe we'll plan. Maybe if we're going to be in that part of town the next day or so, then maybe we'll just wait to fill up then. But usually you can find a pretty good price fairly close within 2 or 3 miles, and that's how we use the GasBuddy app. When we're in an unfamiliar town, we don't know where the fuel stations are, we use the app, find the cheapest price, and usually we can go and fill up there. Now, they do have a few options. You can actually save money on some of the retail outlets. They have some discounts with them where you can get some free gas. We don't use that option. And they also have it looks like a membership. You can actually join and get even additional discounts. We don't purchase enough fuel each month to justify becoming a member. So we don't, this is, again, for us, this is a free service. We don't pay for anything, but we do save a lot of money on fuel. We've saved up to 25 cents a gallon for doing nothing. All you have to do, use the app, find the station you want to go to, hit a button that says activate the discount, and you have 4 hours to go and use your card to purchase your fuel. Again, great product, great service, never had a problem with it. This is also tied back to my checking account. Again, this is the secondary checking account, the same one we use for TSD. So I'm not worried about it, and we never had a problem. But these are 2 great ways to save money on fuel when you can't get to a local gas station. And again, when maybe you're in a unfamiliar town and you're looking for the cheapest gas around. 2 great ways to save on fuel. Speaking of trucks and fuel, Dina just got back from getting oil change in our truck.
Hey y'all.
So now what we want to do is talk a little bit about how we save money on campgrounds and campground fees. 2 of the easiest ways to do this and 2 of the cheapest ways to do this is weekly or monthly stays. Most of the campgrounds that we stayed at have a weekly rate and a monthly rate. Now usually the weekly rates are you pay for 6 nights, you get the 7th night free. And a monthly rate's the same kind of concept. You stay for a month and they really reduce the prices. So those are the 2 easiest ways to save money on campground fees. Now if you can't stay for a week or you can't stay for a month, which the case and lots of times, we have subscriptions. One of the ones we really like is Good Sam. This is a Good Sam discount, and what this is, it's basically a rewards card. You get discounts for campground fees, you get discounts at Camping World and Gander RV. And if you ever shopped at Camping World or Gander RV, you need the discounts.
You need it.
They're very expensive. But it also gives you discounts at Pilot and Flying J for fuel. I believe it's 8 cents off for a gallon of diesel. Now it also gives you 10% off on all your campground registration fees, and I believe there's over 2,100 Good Sam locations in the United States. Currently a Good Sam membership is $29 for 1 year, $55 for 2 years, or $79 for 3 years. And again, if you're going to RV full-time or RV a lot during the summer, that's pretty cheap to get 10% off on your stays. It's really nice.
Yeah, I believe we stayed in Stone Mountain, Georgia. We saved $90.
Yeah, we stayed in Stone Mountain, Georgia earlier this year for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I believe it was $450 a week, and we ended up saving $90 for that 2-week stay. That covered basically 3 years of membership for Good Sam. So we like it. We really, it's a great subscription.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
Now another one we use, and this was probably the first membership we purchased, was Passport America. To us, this was kind of a no-brainer. Passport America, against another subscription, you can save 50% off your campground fees. And this is, I mean, again, it's how do you beat that?
Yeah.
Even if you only camp once in a while, 2 or 3 nights a year, it pays for itself.
Right.
It's qualified, or you can use it in over 1,400 campgrounds in the United States, and for 1 year it's only $44. So you purchase this, if you can find, or you go to one of the qualifying campgrounds, you stay 2 or 3 nights and it paid for itself right there.
Yeah, we always try to look for Passport America campgrounds when we can. And
yeah, if you look at the video we did previously on trip planning.
Trip planning, yes.
One of the things we do, if you watch that video, you'll notice we always look for Passport America campgrounds first, because they're usually the cheapest. Right. Some of the times we don't go to them just because there's other locations that we prefer to stay at. Right. But overall, you can't beat it. As a matter of fact, we even have an affiliate link with them. We'll put that down below. So if you do decide you want to join Passport America, please use our link below. It helps us out a little bit. It doesn't cost you anything more. Overall, it's a great program. We really love using it, and we've never had any problems with it at all.
Nope.
Another program we use is KOA, and we really like this program as well. It's another program that gets you 10% off your registration fees, and it's only $33 a year, again, as of today, the time we did this recording. 10% off your registration fees. So if you stay just a few nights a year, it's going to pay for itself right off the bat. And this program uses reward points, so this is another added benefit to this program. The more you stay, again, the more reward points you get, and you can start to use these reward points for your next stay, for discounts, or some money off your reservations for your next stay.
Yeah.
They also have what is known as a KOA Rewards Weekend. I believe this is done once a year, and if you're a member, you get a free night. But that's something you want to check out on their website. Again, it's a great program. It's a great way to get 10% off on your stays.
We stayed at KOA recently in Colorado Springs, and we really enjoyed it. It was around Halloween time, and they had hay rides for the kids and adults, some of the adults. They had the
adults had drinks in their hands, so I think it was water.
They had some of the people had little tables set up for the kids, not just candy, but snacks. Some of them had shots and offering a cocktail or whatever. It was really cute, and everybody had a really good time. It was really
that is
fun.
One thing that we notice with KOAs. They try to do things up pretty well. We just enjoy KOA, so this is another great program. Yeah. However, one of our favorite programs is Harvest Host.
Can we talk about Harvest Host?
We love Harvest Host.
So nice.
So if you're not familiar with Harvest Host, what it is, the only way I can describe it is you have hosts out there, and these are people who own their own wineries or breweries or just farms, golf courses. And what they do is they allow you to stay on their property. It's usually for one night only, for free, if you're a member. Now, the only stipulation to this, or I guess I should say, being a good guest, we always purchase something from the host. So if we're staying at a winery, we'll sit there, have lunch there, buy a bottle of their wine, or 2 bottles of wine. So we kind of pay them back as well. But we really enjoy Harvest Host. Now, as of today, it's $99 for a year subscription. But you got to remember, you're staying somewhere for free. So if you just stayed somewhere for 3 or 4 nights a year, you kind of paid for itself. It's really enjoyable.
And even if you aren't full time but just wanted
weekend getaways, just a weekend, even like a local weekend getaway, you can't beat it.
You can't.
It's a lot of fun.
So nice, so relaxing. They make you feel so welcome and like you're part of the family. They really do. Yeah,
we just stayed at 2 Harvest Hosts this last month and a half. One was called Arcadian Moon. I believe that was in Missouri. We had a blast, right?
Yes,
we're on a winery. You're out in the middle of nowhere. It happened to be that the day or the night we were there, they had some kind of event going on, so it was a big tent set up. But that was fun. I mean, we enjoyed it. We did eat outside. We had some wine, sat out by a lake, and just relaxed and enjoyed it.
Live music.
Oh, that's right. Live music at night.
Live music.
Awesome time.
It was so much fun. So much fun.
We didn't think it could get any better than that. But then we stayed at Shiloh Vineyards and Winery. And this was in Kansas?
Yes.
Okay. This was the stop of all stops for us. Again, I believe we had to go down a dirt road, like 5 miles down a dirt road. You are out. If they wanted to kill us and get rid of our bodies, this would be the place to do it.
But it was beautiful.
I guess a great place to stay the rest of your life. To be buried.
Country.
But we were literally out in the middle of nowhere on a farm, and they converted part, I guess, into a winery. They make their own wines there. We had a blast. The hostesses were unbelievable. They actually gave us the owners. They gave us a private tour around the vineyard. They talked about the history. I love the history of it.
There was an old barn that was built in 1901.
Something like that.
And his family had bought it. His grandfather had bought it in 1903. Took us on a private tour.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was really.
What was the best part? Donkey.
The what?
The donkey.
Yeah, so at Shiloh, you actually stay out in a pasture, really, believe it or not. But it basically is just
with the sheep.
With the sheep. It's a big open field. They have a few sheep there and a donkey running around. So it's nothing.
Donkey.
His name is Donkey. It's nothing to open up your RV and the donkey be standing out front your front door. Rodeo actually made a good friend with the donkey. It was a lot of fun.
She did.
Anyways, Harvest Host is probably one of our favorite memberships, and we always look for Harvest Host too.
Can't wait to go back to another one.
I know. We may actually go back to Kansas again just to stay. We do have an affiliation with Harvest Host. We will put a link down below. If you do happen to decide you want to join a Harvest Host, please use our link below. It doesn't cost you anything more, and it does help us out a little bit. That covers some of the ways that we try to save money on campgrounds and campground fees. One of our other big expenses is groceries and shopping. And Dina's going to explain some of the ways, because she does most of the grocery shopping. She's going to explain some of the ways that she tries to save money on shopping.
So we like to, for big bulk shopping, we like to go to Costco or Sam's Club. We like to get our meats from there, along with paper goods, dog food, and fuel. Yeah,
we even get fuel. Some Costco's and Sam Clubs both have a diesel fuel. That's really nice when we can do that.
Yeah, so if there's not Costco or Sam's Club where we are currently staying in the area for us to go to before we travel, then we like to check out the area that we're going to see how far we're going to be from one, because it's pretty important to stock up on those things. Then
it all comes down to planning.
Yes.
Right? If you know what's available, whether your current location or your next location, if you plan ahead, that really helps out.
The next place that I like to check out is Walmart. Walmart is a lot cheaper than the bigger name grocery stores. You can save so much on your canned goods, some of your paper goods too, and dog food as well. Toiletries is a big one for saving at Walmart, along with the
household, just typical
household items. Yes, definitely. And then I know some people might frown upon this, but Dollar General is also a really good store. I didn't know this, honestly. I never went to Dollar General until we started traveling.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I started going when we were in Georgia.
Yeah, I think we were limited on options for food. We need to get some food one night, and there's a Dollar General there.
Yes.
And I think you went.
And I was amazed. Brand name things that we use for cleaning supplies, household items, some of the toiletries. Yeah. Even if you want to get your paper goods there, they have the name brand stuff that you would buy at any of the grocery stores. Now I'm not talking about Costco or Sam's Club, but Dollar General is really a very good find for things that, I don't know, I was impressed and amazed at what all they carry.
I think we even got some like over-the-counter meds and vitamins there as well.
Over-the-counter, yes. Yeah, so. A lot less too.
Yeah.
Yes, vitamins and...
Yeah, I know, it was good.
Yeah.
So that's some of the ways that we save money on groceries and just general shopping. I'm sure everybody has their own ways. There's lots of other ways. You can do coupons and all, but this is kind of at a high level, some of the ways we do. Again, it all comes down to planning. Know what you have in your local area. Know what you have where you're going. So if it doesn't have something you need there, you can get it before you get there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the last thing or last expense that we have, this isn't as bad, but general entertainment for us. We love the national parks. That to be honest with you, most of our trips we plan around national parks to get to go see national parks. Yeah. You can pay an entrance fee each time you go to a national park, and it's usually good for 1 week. So you can pay one time and you're good for the whole week. You can go in and out. They do have what's called a National Park Pass. I think some people also call it America the Beautiful Pass. This is basically a yearly subscription. It costs, I believe it's $80 for the year. It gets you into all the national parks, all the national monuments, and even all the national battlefields. Great way to see the national parks. A lot cheaper than paying each park separately.
Yes.
Now, here's the kicker. We actually found a way to use or get this park pass for free. You may have to join the military if you want to do that, or be a vet, but there is a way to get it for free. So we went to Arches National Park a couple weeks ago. We went in expecting we were going to buy this pass. We were expecting to pay $80. The ranger at the center or at the gate there, she just happened to ask us if any of us was in the military, and I said, yeah, I'm a vet. Then she explained to me, since late last year, late 2020, I guess it was Congress or something happened, but they passed basically vets and military can now get free national park passes. So we got there expecting to pay $80. We got a free pass. I did have to show her an ID that I am a vet, and I have it on my driver's license that shows, you know, that I'm a vet. I showed her that. I filled out or basically just signed the back of the card. Yeah. And now we have a park pass for the whole year. We get into all the national parks. As a matter of fact, we're going to use it in a couple of days when we go to Zion. We're going to go to Zion and Bryce this weekend. So we're going to use it there and try it out.
We were so shocked when she told us that we didn't have to pay. It's like, what?
Yeah. So somehow Dina figured she gets to spend $80 on shopping.
Yes.
So, which I think she did.
We got a t-shirt.
which was $80.
Almost.
Yeah. So those are some of the ways that we try to save money. You know, again, on fuel, we use TSD Logistics and GasBuddy. Campground fees, we have multiple memberships. Again, I think our favorite is Harvest Hose. We do love Passport America, KOA. Some of these will give you a 10% right off the bat. They're cheap enough that if you camp or, you know, RV multiple nights a year, that you're at least get one of them.
You don't have to be a full-timer.
No, you do not. And again, you can even, if you stay weekly or monthly, those are some other discounts. National Park Pass, again, great way, especially if you're in the military or a vet. Stop by a local national park, get your free pass, and you're good for the year. We do realize that this doesn't work for everybody. Everybody has different needs when they're on the road. For example, you may be able to boondock for weeks. We really can't do that right now. It just doesn't work for us. But hopefully you learned something from this video and at least gives you some ideas on some possible ways that you could save money too while you're on the road.
We hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click the like button. Also, if you have any comments or if you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as we can.
And remember, always live life to the fullest.